In this discussion, we will define the structure and function of the American Physical Therapy Association, describe the benefits of belonging to the association, and identify and describe organizations that are associated and related to the APTA. The American Physical Therapy Association is the principal representative organization for PTs and PTAs in the United States. It is a membership-driven organization in which membership is voluntary. Today, we have approximately 2/3 of PTs in the nation who belong to the association and a lesser number of PTAs. The mission of the American Physical Therapy Association is to further the profession's role in the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of movement dysfunctions and the enhancement of the physical health and functional abilities of members of the public. We must all join the association, as it is our professional responsibility and obligation to serve the profession. As well, the larger the organization, the greater its strength and diversity, and the greater political power it has. Why do we need political power, you may ask? Well, the answer lies in protection of the public and access to services, not to mention reimbursement. So, for example, there are state and federal issues that impact healthcare professionals, and if the profession is not active in driving the policy, the public will have suboptimal protection and access for needed services. In order to become a member of the American Physical Therapy Association, one must be a graduate or enrolled in a APTA accredited program. You must become familiar with the membership categories so you understand your position and also you can interpret APTA documents. To begin, the PT category, formerly active, includes practicing physical therapists. The change from active to PT makes intuitive sense, but the reason I inform you of the previous name in this category is so that if you are reading an APTA document and it refers to active members, you will understand that it is referring to physical therapist members only. The category name for the physical therapist is PTA. However, this category was formerly called the affiliate member. Similarly, I inform you of this change so that if you are reading an APTA document and it refers to affiliate members, you will understand that it is referring to physical therapist assistant members only. There is also a student category which includes both PT and PTA students. In addition, there is a corresponding member. In this category, a PT or PTA can become a member in a chapter in which they do not reside if they so choose. So, for example, I am a Michigan Physical Therapy Association member. I could get a corresponding membership in the Wisconsin Physical Therapy Association if I chose. In order to qualify as a life member, a PT or PTA must reach the age of 65 or older and have completed at least 30 years of membership. They may also be eligible if they are no longer able to practice physical therapy due to a permanent disability and have been members for at least 5 years. In order to be eligible as a retired member, a PT or PTA must reach the age of 55 or older and have completed at least 20 years of membership. Retired applicants must no longer work in an occupation related to physical therapy. There are two other member categories. First is an honorary member. This is an individual that is not a member in any other category, which means they're not a physical therapist or physical therapist assistant, and they have made outstanding contributions to the association or health of the public. An example would be the awarding of honorary membership to a physician who has contributed to the research in physical therapy. Another membership category is Catherine Worthingham Fellow. This is an active member for at least 15 years who has made significant contributions to the profession. These people may use the initials FAPTA, which means Fellow of the American Physical Therapy Association. You can see in the definition that it says active member. And as we have learned, active member means PT member. So a Catherine Worthingham Fellow category is only for physical therapists. This slide depicts an organizational chart of the American Physical Therapy Association. I use the analogy of state and federal government to describe this structure. As you can see on the slide, we have the local portion here, state portion here, and the national portion here. So for example, the name of the component at the local level, which is analogous to a city government, is called the district, and you'll see that right here in the local level. We who reside in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan are in the UP district of the Michigan Physical Therapy Association. The name of the component at the state level, which is analogous to the state government, is called the chapter, and you see that on the slide here, chapters at the state level. So the chapter component in Michigan is called the Michigan Physical Therapy Association. The national level includes the House of Delegates, as you see here on the slide, and this is analogous to the federal Senate and Congress. It also includes the Board of Directors, which is analogous to the President of the United States and his cabinet. Also at the national level is the PTA caucus, and this is the representative body for the PTA within the American Physical Therapy Association. Now let's look at these components in detail. When you join the American Physical Therapy Association, at minimum you must pay national dues and chapter dues. This gains you membership in the American Physical Therapy Association and its state component, in our case the Michigan Physical Therapy Association. Chapter membership also gets you automatic membership to the district, which is the local component, and this is based on where you reside in the state. The district provides representation to the state, so officers from the district are on the board of directors of the Michigan Physical Therapy Association, much like we have state representatives and senators representing us in the state capitol. The chapter provides representation at the national level, so Michigan Physical Therapy Association board members and delegates are involved in the governance of the APTA, much like we have federal representatives and senators representing Michigan at the federal level. There are 50 states and 2 territories, so 52 chapters in all, and membership is based on location of residence, employment, education, or greatest participation. Not only does the chapter represent us to the National Association, but the chapter also helps maintain statewide legislation and regulations appropriate to the profession. This is done by political advocacy. At the national level, we have the House of Delegates. This is the highest policy-making body in the association. The President and Board of Directors must carry out the mandates of the House. So this body is analogous to the Congress and Senate of the United States, with one exception. While the President of the United States can veto a bill from the legislature, the President of the APTA must carry out the mandates of the House. The general powers of the House include having all legislative and elective powers and authority to determine the policies of the association, including amending and repealing bylaws, amending, suspending, or rescinding the standing rules, adopting ethical principles and standards to govern the conduct of members of the association in their roles as PTs and PTAs. And only the House can modify or reverse a decision of the Board of Directors. Also at the national level is the Board of Directors. The board of directors consists of 6 officers and 9 directors. They are elected by the House of Delegates and again must carry out the mandates and policies of the House. And finally, at the national level, we have the PTA caucus. This is the national forum for PTAs to present issues. There are 5 delegates to the House of Delegates and a PTA advisory panel to the board of directors. 2 other components exist at the national level. These are sections and assemblies. Sections have separate dues and are for members with similar interest or specialty area. PTs and PTAs can become section members, and there are 18 sections. Examples include the orthopedic section, the pediatric section, and the geriatric section. Assemblies are for members with similar interests of the same class of membership. The only current assembly is the Student Assembly. So the Student Assembly has PT and PTA members because the student category includes both. No dues are required and there is automatic membership. Another category in the APTA is the Special Interest Group, commonly referred to as SIGs. These are voluntary groups with similar interests at the state or national level. So an example would be the Research SIG in Michigan. There are no dues to join these types of groups.